Hey mamas, and welcome to the Entering Motherhood podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Marie Bilger, a wife, mom of two, VBAC mama, and doula. Join us every episode to learn from professionals, special guests, and moms just like you, ensuring that you know what you need to know and discover things that you didn't know before. I believe in you. Let's doula this, and let's navigate the transition of entering motherhood together. Hey mama, this is another episode of the Entering Motherhood podcast. This specifically is a doula talk episode, which if you don't know, we go live on Instagram every Tuesday around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And by we, I mean me and Katelyn, who is the co-creator of our signature Own Your Birth childbirth education course. Please go look at that if you are looking for a childbirth education course. It's our signature Own Your Birth self-led online comprehensive course, and it is just packed with all the information that you will need to be able to feel informed and empowered as you navigate this stage of pregnancy and leading into birth and even the postpartum period. So we are so excited about that course, and we have been chatting and having these doula talks to provide you with more information to really own your birth and have information that maybe you didn't know or refresh your memory on things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you ever have any topics that you feel like you would want to add or hear, if you have any questions, then please reach out to us and let us know so that we can include it in these episodes and in these conversations that we are having for you to really feel informed and empowered. So let's get this episode started. And welcome to another week of our doula talk, where we answer your questions and talk about different topics. And I am waiting for Katelyn to join us now, and we are going to be talking about bonding with your baby and what that looks like all throughout pregnancy and into postpartum. So let me add Katelyn here now.
Hello. There you are.
How's it going?
We're too
I apologize.
similar.
I apologize if y'all hear kids screaming in the background, because it's probably going to happen.
That's okay. It's a nice day and they're out enjoying themselves.
There's something.
Cool.
But
So I was thinking that we're going to talk about bonding with baby
Yeah.
and what that looks like, throughout pregnancy. Even, I feel like we can talk about before you even get pregnant, what that can look like. And then definitely well into the postpartum period.
yeah, for sure. For sure. It's definitely something that can start, the minute you find out that you're pregnant. The baby feels what you feel. And so if you're constantly stressed and all of that, the baby's going to feel that as well. And then even leading into the postpartum period, like if you're, constantly flooding the baby with happy emotions and coos and cuddles and stuff, the baby's going to feel that. And that's how they're going to learn to receive the world.
Yeah.
And so like starting that bond very early on and just being conscious about, okay, this is what my baby is feeling as well, is really important.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's one of those things, like, people are like, well, how? Or like, I can't even feel them, or how do I know that they're there? Before, you're getting that absolute positive confirmed test or like ultrasound or whatever it might be to you to feel like this is real. I think sometimes it can be difficult for people to really have that connection, and sometimes you don't even think about it. And then if you have older kids, you are not as in tune sometimes with what's happening, because you're chasing them around and you're doing other things, and you're with your other children, or maybe you have like a very busy lifestyle and you've never learned how to rest or sit with yourself. And so I just want to say, like, it's important to like bond with your baby and feel that, especially, like if you're really tuning into your intuition and you're looking to birth in a certain way, or like you want to go unmedicated. a lot of people are like, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to do all this by myself? And it's like, okay, you're going to have a support team. And then you're
Mm.
also going to have your baby who is doing it as well. So like your baby is going through all of this as well. So, even if you were alone in the middle of nowhere, like you and your baby would still be there. So I think it's super important to be bonding with baby and learning how to, feel them and have some sort of communication with them so that
Yeah.
like when you are birthing them, it's that communication is there. And
Mm.
then they hear your voice.
Yeah.
They can hear, even if it's the vibration and the feeling and the sensation, they're hearing you when they're in the womb. And then they can hear other people around too. Like encourage your
Yeah.
partner to bond with the baby. Encourage other people that are going to be around in the first few weeks to like come and bond with the baby.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different ways and it's so fun.
Yeah. And a story I love to share about like how well they can hear. So my brother, when he was born, I would always be talking to my mom's stomach. And like we were only 4 years apart, so we're not like this huge age gap. But I remember just always talking to her stomach when she was pregnant. And then after he was born, anytime I would talk, he would turn his head to see where I was at. And so that's like, it's proof that they really can hear and they really do bond
Yeah.
while in the womb. And it's so important. Like obviously the baby's gonna hear your voice because y'all are one. You're a package deal right now. But again, like, get your husband, get older siblings, get grandparents, whoever is going to be there, you know, especially in those early days to just talk to the baby. And they don't have to get like right down at your stomach level. Like if that weirds you out, don't do it. But, they can still just talk to the baby and say, hey, baby, how you doing?
Right.
But, and that not only like helps the baby hear their voice, but it also helps them too. Like, and it helps you. Like, if you talk to the baby, it helps you bond because it's something in the brain. I don't know exactly what it is, but it builds those
Yeah.
connections. And then when baby gets here, it's like, I've been doing this whole time, and now you're here, and it's so much easier to talk to you when you're
Yeah.
in my face.
Yeah. And if you don't know like what to say or like how do I talk to my baby, read them a story, read them a book. Like if you're already starting to get baby books or even if you're reading something, they don't know what you're saying. Like they're just hearing your voice and the way that you speak. And so like whatever you're reading or whatever you're doing, like just keep saying those words
Yeah.
and reading from a script if you have to or a book if you have to, like whatever it might be, just like keep up that communication. And then there was something else that I was like gonna say that I completely forgot. Oh, music. Yeah,
Yes.
so you can play music to them, like even when they're in the womb. Like for our first, that was like a really big thing. Like I was like, oh, like we like music. Like I want her to like be able to hear familiar sounds and like have that be soothing to her. And so I would lay on our couch and just put headphones like down by my stomach or like the phone just right where the speaker is, and I would just play music to her. And I think it's like one of those things like, they'll hear the tune and they'll recognize that. And again, like then when they're out of the womb, if you play that specific song, like maybe they respond to it. Maybe it calms them down. Maybe that story that you've been reading to them, like every single night, they're going to really respond to it because they know the different fluctuations and the different tones and everything that comes with it. So it can be, a bonding experience in that way of like, you don't even have to say anything. If there's like a certain song that you really love, just like play that to them.
Yeah, and like it doesn't have to be like kid lullabies. It can be whatever you like to listen to. Again, another story. I like stories, if y'all can't tell. The lady who cuts my hair, we have babies, like our oldest, it's her only, but my son, they're like within a couple weeks of each other. So we always talk about like milestones and stuff together, and we were close while we were pregnant. But we were talking, and her kids were about a year old, I guess. And she was saying that there was like this Coldplay song that her daughter just loved. And like anytime her daughter would be fussy, she would play that song and she'd just calm right down. And I'm like, I wonder if you played that a lot, like when you were pregnant and just don't realize it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Or if like you sing, like
Yeah.
not all of us are like musically inclined, but if you
Mhm.
sing, like sing to them, like you can keep that up like throughout pregnancy, and then like well into like however old they are. Like there's
Yeah.
certain things that like I would say to our daughter when she was itty bitty, and like I still say those things, and
Mhm.
it's one of those, like you just kind of stick with it and you bond with them,
Yeah.
and you can start doing it like super early on. And like I do want to say, like, for those that don't have that immediate connection, or don't know how to bond with your baby, like there's ways that like you can slowly get to it, and
Mhm.
sometimes there's not that like initial bond, or you don't have that immediate connection. Like maybe you're not feeling any kicks yet, you're not like really in tune with
Yeah.
like feeling them or anything, and like that's okay too. Like whatever it looks like, even if it's like just knowing that they're there, and maybe you like shopping and you want to just like go out shopping and like
Yeah.
act as if like they're already there with you, like in your arms, and um have like a bonding experience that way.
Yeah. And even just touching your belly. Like, I know for me, touching my belly was my go-to. Like, I just touch my belly and just like think positive thoughts, which sounds kind of crazy and woo-woo, but I just sit there and even, when I wasn't even showing yet or whatever, I just like have my hand on my lower belly and just be thinking like, I'm so thankful that I get to carry this life. Like, I'm so thankful that you're in here with me, just little things like that really help.
Yeah.
And, not only that, but then again, you're flooding that baby with positive emotions and thankful thoughts. And, like, how good does it make you feel when somebody says, I'm so thankful that you're here today, or thank you for coming and doing this with me? That's what you're
Right.
doing to your baby. That's exactly what you're doing to your baby.
Yeah, and
So,
speaking of like woo woo and stuff, like this might be like a little too woo woo, but there is, people talk about like spirit babies, or just like being able to like, pray and say like, I know that a baby is coming, or like you feel that there is, that potential there. Like maybe you aren't pregnant yet and you're trying to conceive, or like this is your first pregnancy and whatever it might be, and just like continuing to have like that connection, and know that like there is this spirit that wants to be born and be in
yeah.
your family, and things like that. And I do feel like there are people that really do you know talk with their children in their dreams, and have that
Yeah.
potential to get that um sense. And that might be a little woo for some people, but like I think it's a really cool thing that you can have that connection with them before they're even there. Even if like you're just thinking of baby names, or
Mhm.
wondering like, wouldn't it be so nice, like to have
Yeah.
a baby, and you're just like in that state of like wondering like what if and what it might be like. I think that's a
Mhm.
really cool space to be into, and like we can still bond with our babies that aren't here yet.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Just getting in that mindset of, having that good bond. And yeah.
Yeah. And then of course when they're here, I think like I said, like sometimes there might be that disconnect, or like maybe your partner doesn't immediately bond with them, or things like that. But there's just so many more opportunities when they are finally physically
Yeah.
here, and this real little person,
Yeah.
to bond with them. But again, it's like singing, playing little games with them, like moving their legs,
Skin to
bouncing
skin.
them, holding.
Skin
Yeah, like there's
to
so
skin those
many.
first few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, if you're nursing them, like, that's always a huge
Mhm.
bonding experience. Again, like, I get, like, people can have, like, very, like, different experiences, or, maybe it's not as kumbaya as, like, you imagined at first, or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. But I think it's, like, remembering that there are multiple different ways that we can bond with our baby and, our children moving forward, because I do feel like they remember those things and they hold on to those things. And there might be something like, maybe like I trace my kid's face. So like when they're like falling asleep, I'll like trace their face or scratch their back. And so like you can do those little things when they're still a baby and then just continue to like do them as they get older.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But all right.
Yeah, so let us know, like different ways that you've bonded with your baby, or you're currently bonding with your baby, or if you have any questions, related to this or just in general that has to do, Katelyn and I are both doulas. We do birth, and do you do postpartum too?
Not really.
No.
It's
more all birth.
More birth. I'm more birth.
Kids that you've been with for that.
Yeah, like if
period.
I had a birth client that asked me to do postpartum, I would.
Yeah.
But postpartum just doesn't light my soul on fire like birth does. And that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we can still answer questions about any stage of pregnancy or postpartum. And so just, reach out to us. You can DM either of us. You can leave a comment here. You can, just interact with us and let us know, like, what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. All of these doula talks are going to be converted to the Entering Motherhood podcast. So you can always go back if that's your way of listening. If you prefer to listen and not have, the screen up or open or anything like that, we're making it easy for you so that you can listen to it on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here and chatting with me. And
yeah, thank you. And something else is we are prepping some future talks. We're getting things ready about like different topics. So if you have a specific topic, please let us know. We want to gear these towards what you want, towards what your questions are and all of that. So please let us know, and we will definitely cover the topic that you would like us to cover in the upcoming. So
yeah.
Right.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.
Thank you, mamas, so much for listening. Remember, you are a rock star. I believe in you. Let's doula this. Let's crank it up a notch and let's kick it into high gear together. Hit that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, message me, email me, call me, beat me. You know how to reach me. We're doing this, mamas. I am so excited to catch you here next week. This is your one-stop go-to place for helping you find the resources you need to make the best choices for you and your family during pregnancy, birth, and most importantly, postpartum. See you later, mamas.